place we probably don't belong today. We are at the Boch Exotic Cars and Coffee and Conversation over here in Norwood, Mass. I'm saying we're a fox among wolves, right? There are some amazing cars here today. We're gonna go through and shoot as much as we can, share as much as we can with you. There's some very cool stuff we've seen out here. Boch has recently created a classic car sales section. I'm gonna walk through and share some of those cars with you first, and then we'll walk around and hit some of the amazing cars that are here. First car we're gonna hit is this beautiful 1988 IROC. This is the 5.7, 30,000 original miles, white with a gray interior, T-tops. This is the version, if you get an IROC you want. I looked at this IROC a couple of weeks ago when I was up here. What I like about it is everything's original. Original wheels, original stereo. That's pretty rare on these, so to have everything kind of not changed on this, I mean, this is even more original than my 88. And my 88's pretty original. This is awesome. It's a really nice version of an 88 IROC. So if you're looking for something a little newer, that's super cool. They also have some really cool like Survivor stuff up here. So they have this beautiful 67 Camaro. It's a 327, right? Good looking paint in the gold with the white stripes with the white vinyl top or cream colored vinyl top. It also has that gold interior that carries over. And this is a 3-speed automatic. So again, if you're looking for something that's kind of cool, they have a Yanko clone right here. I believe it's a clone. Anyway, let me take a look. It is a clone, yeah, but it's the 427, 3-speed automatic, Yanko clone. Looks awesome. It has all the right stuff on it, the Yanko stripes, vinyl top again, great color. So this is a great looking version of a Yanko clone. I saw this black SS. This car is phenomenal. Now, my only thing I was talking about with the newer car, or the older cars, when they put the newer wheels on, I'm not as big a fan. But again, on this car, it looks great. And again, this is a triple black Chevelle. So black interior, black top, black paint, 67. This one has a 502 crate motor, 4-speed. They're asking like 80 grand. This car is pretty incredible right here. I'm gonna shoot this Impala in a second because that's probably, I think, the neatest car up here. We have this gorgeous 1969 Chevelle, big block 396, 4-speed manual, red and white. This is a car that I would love to own. This is like my favorite style car. And I talked about on the 67, this is a great example. A lot of the Chevelles, I'm sorry, on the 69s, a lot of the Chevelles had the racing stripes on the, over the top of the car. This one has that side stripe, Rally Sport wheels, that grille that I love. I talk about all the time, that front slanted grille, but it does have the slightly different rear tail lights from 68. Again, this car is really sharp, and it's a manual car, black vinyl top. This is a great color combination. The red with the black vinyl top, with the white stripe, with the Rally Sport wheels. Awesome. Also another good looking Chevelle up here. I think this was a 70 or a 71. This was a 350 car. I believe it's a true SS car, but it is a 350 car. So 72, excuse me, 350 North Carolina car, 3-speed automatic. This one's like 50 grand. So again, something that's a little reasonable if you're looking for a Chevelle. Great color with the gold and black, but this was, I think, one of the neatest cars up here. So this right here is a, I want to say it's a 62, if I remember, sorry, 63 Impala, 283, 2-speed power glide. But what's pretty neat on this car right here, 6,000 original miles, right? They're asking 80 grand, but when's the last time you saw anything, again, with this kind of low mileage, right? So it's a 63 SS with the small motor, with the power glide, with the wheel covers, but 6,000 original miles. That is incredible. And then the last car up here we'll hit on is they have this beautiful El Camino over here. This is like my wife's favorite car. She loves the El Caminos. So this one is pretty crazy. So 72, 396, 3-speed, great looking paint and body. They're asking like 50 grand. They have some other cars on the other side too. They have a low miles 87 Trans Am GTA or 88 Trans Am GTA, one of 8 convertibles that were converted. I'll show that one in a little bit too. And they're asking like 45 for that. So if you're looking for something cool in the classic car space, let's give these guys some love. They're putting the show on today. They have some really nice classics that look absolutely incredible.
Hi, my name's Larry Russo. This is my 88 Ford Mustang GT. It's just like the one I had in high school. Right, so I had to have it. I've had it about 2 years. It's a real clean example of it. It's a lot of fun. I get to share the experience with my son. He gets to drive the vehicle a lot. You know, it's a great car.
How many miles?
It has 49,000 original miles.
Nice.
And it has a little bit of an upgrade to it. It has a 347 stroker in it with 355 gears. Right, it's a lot of fun to ride.
Oh, yeah.
And it has the Flowmaster exhaust, so it just brings you right back in time.
And it's a manual car too, right?
It's a manual car.
Nice.
Yeah.
And triple red was probably pretty rare for that year. You don't see a lot of triple red.
Yeah, so the one I had in high school was triple red, and my son Matthew and I decided we were going to try to find another one because my car was destroyed over the years. And it took us close to 9 months on all the forums, and we finally found one.
Well, a very cool car. Thank you for sharing.
I'm Matt. This is my 2002 Dodge Viper Final Edition GTS. I've had it for about 2.5 years now. It's been my dream car growing up. Every time I drive it, it's like I'm living my childhood dream. Funny enough, my dad had one exactly like this when I was a kid. It was the car that started it all for me. And it's just such a pleasure to drive. It's such a visceral experience. It's chassis 21.7, 217, 21.7 my lucky numbers. It's an absolute dream to drive, and it's always a pleasure talking to people.
Yeah, same here.
So we're gonna shoot. We just talked to the owner of this car. We're gonna go around and shoot a little bit of it. Such a cool car. You know, we were just chatting. He was an awesome guy. Dream car. His dad had when he was a kid that he daily drove. So this was his dream version of getting this car in this particular style. 2002 Viper GTS, 8-liter motor. So it hadn't switched over to the larger motor yet here. This was the final edition for this style of Viper. 450 horse. Now, in 2002, Dodge had actually tried to not kill people anymore, so it did have like anti-lock brakes. They added a little bit of safety features like windows, things where you could drive around and probably not die in the car. But, you know, the first-gen Vipers were always the most wild. They were hairy, right? They were designed to be this generation's Cobras, and they just look so great. That double bubble style on the, you know, in the on the roof for the helmets back in the day, kind of following what the Shelbys did with the gurney bubbles. They just look so good. I love these wheels, and we talked like this car became iconic in Gran Turismo 2. Everybody wanted to have one of these, and they just look so amazing. This is a great color combination, and I love the story of, you know, aspiring to have this because him and his dad had one when they were younger. He worked his butt off, was able to find one locally 5 minutes from the house. He didn't even know it was 5 minutes from the house, and acquired his dream car. So cool for you, great looking car, and thank you for sharing it with everybody. Right, guys, we're gonna shoot something on the channel that we've never shot before. 2011 Maserati 47 Quattroporte S. This has the Ferrari motor, 450 horsepower. This one has been upgraded to the Ferrari brakes and calipers. This one also is Blanco white. I got a chance to talk to the owner. He's a Corvette guy. As he got a little older, like a lot of us do, the Corvettes don't become as practical. They're a little tougher to live with. So he decided he wanted something that was both fun and fast. So he went with the Maserati, kind of a dream car as a kid, and I get it. What I love about these is I think about, you guys know I love like the Cadillac CTS-Vs and, you know, the Black Wings. To me, this is an Italian version of that. So think of an Italian version. Think of a muscle car in an Italian suit, right? Really good looking car. It looks incredible, super comfortable, 4-door. You can take everybody with you, but you can take everybody with you really, really quickly because it's a super fast car. The owner made me smarter on a couple of things. The big one, he said, if you're looking for a Maserati, look for this badge right here. If it's missing, it's probably had a front end collision, which absolutely makes sense. And you can see how clean it is under the hood. Again, that amazing Ferrari engine, so you know it's high revving, you know it sounds beautiful. The only downside to any of the Maseratis, but we've talked, he has not had any maintenance troubles with this car, which is great. There's a little bit of expense with the maintenance, but as far as they're very reasonable to get into from a price standpoint, they look great, they sound amazing. So again, if I were looking for something fun and I had the right mechanic, this would be a great car that I would love to have to just go to a beautiful dinner or go cruise on a beautiful summer night.
My name's Alec. You might know me as Alex Garage from TikTok. And here is my 23 Huracan STO. Got it like almost 2 months ago now, and it's a very interesting car. It is the STO, which is Super Trofeo Omologata, and they had to produce a certain amount of these in order to race them. And this one is rear-wheel drive. Obviously, a lot of the Huracans are all-wheel drive as well as the R8s. And so it's a very interesting experience. It's probably the best steering I've ever felt in a car. It's really light, and it being a V10, obviously, it's really quick and snappy. I know with the internet, everything seems slow nowadays, but it is 640 horsepower, and it's really stable at high speeds. Obviously, you've got the big wing, you got kind of the fake air intake in the back, but yeah, and this color is called Balloon White. I wish you guys were here to see it, but in person, it's very pearlish. In photos, it just kind of looks white. With the sun on it today, you might be able to pick it up on camera, but yeah, it's a very unique experience what this car offers. It's very loud stock. I mean, most V10s are, but it burbles a lot, and yeah, it's just a very, very, very fun car. It's no pun intended, like riding a bull. It's dramatic, it's loud. When you shift, it does the whole shebang. So great car. I enjoy every minute in it.
This car, you just told us a little bit about it. This car is absolutely incredible. You know, I am way out of my element with these cars. This is not my specialty, guys. You know, I'm more of a classic car guy, but these cars look incredible. I had to share this one. You know, these special edition versions that are the ultra high performance versions just look incredible. We have an adjustable wing. We have that air intake he was talking about on the top of the car that does add air down into the car. You can even see that splitter down the middle of the car to reduce, you know, turbulence over at high speed. And the car just looks absolutely incredible. He did talk about the white paint. The pearl on this paint is absolutely gorgeous, and I'm gonna go around and shoot. I'm gonna walk around this Viper so I can go to the other side of the door here and shoot a little bit. You're good, guys, no worries. And we're gonna, no, you guys are fine. We're gonna shoot the interior. I mean, look at the wheels, the beautiful blue on the calipers, the blue that's brought to the inside of the car. And what's wild to me is, like you talked about, 650 horsepower and only rear wheel drive, but the technology is so good on these cars now, especially with the downforce from this wing that you can get, that they can get traction. I mean, these cars are insanely fast and they look absolutely incredible. So thank you, Alec, for sharing your car with us and let us get an opportunity to go through and take a look at it.
Hello, my name is Ben Engineeri, and this is my Porsche 997.1 2006. And my car journey started since I was a kid. I grew up with my father, having all sorts of old British roadsters, and so I got into the habit of it, going to all car shows growing up. Always was into all those old British roadsters and everything, and never even thought about having a Porsche, you know, or never thought it was in that price range, and until kind of moving from the transition from British roadsters, I went to the Miata. You know, my first graduation, so I got a brand new Miata RF, and the whole time I had that, I still was always dreaming about Porsche, and so a year ago, this is the first year, this is my father's 2024 Carrera T. This is also Ben Engineeri Sr. And this is the first year he got his car, and we brought it to the Lars Anderson Porsche show. And we were so this is kind of, it's both of our dream spec we saw, with Carrera T, base engine, manual transmission, and it's all about that pure experience of it. When we were there, I saw my car and it matched perfectly. Base engine, manual transmission, both have the decals on the side, and I looked at my father and I said, just so you know, I'm buying this car. And I got it with 40,000 miles on it, and I sold the Miata, have never looked back. It is I can't wait to have this car for the rest of my life and continue to have journeys with it. I've already put 10,000 miles on the car in 1 year, which I'm proud of. And yeah,
this car caught my attention really early when I was walking around. I love these GTSs. This is a 2016. What stood out to me on this was a couple of things. One was that plexi on the hood, so you can see the engine. The carbon fiber body kit looks awesome, and these Brado wheels look incredible. The front ones look great, but these rear wheels with that lip look amazing. As we walk around the car, you can see what I always liked about these GTSs is, to me, this was a luxury Viper. It had a very similar body profile, the long nose, the short deck lid, similar shape, but then you got that Mercedes interior, right? So you got this really luxurious interior. This one is gorgeous in the two-tone with all the chrome. It just looks super nice, but look at these wheels. This one also has a full exhaust package. It has 2,000 millimeter turbos, which blew my mind when he told me that. I'm like, that's wild. Putting out 750 horse to the rear wheels. This car just looks absolutely incredible. Again, it is a gentleman's Viper. It is a little more grown-up looking Viper, in my opinion, with a beautiful exterior, a gorgeous interior, super comfortable, and the owner told me. We're gonna do a quick walkthrough from here to the other side of the show. There's just so much amazing stuff up here today, guys. I mean, gorgeous Lamborghinis, really cool British roadsters, tons of amazing Porsches up here today. So I wanted to go through and share that as I walk towards the front. So this is a Ferrari dealership. At the front, we'll see all the Ferrari stuff that's up here today as well. There's just a lot of cool stuff up here today. I mean, all of it looks great too. You know, thank you to everybody that gave me the opportunity to talk and just share your cars with me, because there's so much cool stuff. Now, there are a couple of Ferraris that stood out to me up here that I'll kind of walk through and share. And again, this is not my element, guys. I don't know that much about these cars. I'm just very transparent with you. So if I mess up, please don't beat me up. But I love this version of the Ferrari that was kind of the wagon style that looks super cool. There was a 360. I thought there was a 550. He may have left up here too. I really like these both in blue as well. Again, you know, you see the Ferrari red, which is super common, but there is some pretty stuff up here. And then, you know, again, for me, if I could pick one, it would be this. So this should be the Testarossa. I think this is the Testarossa. I don't know if it's the Testarossa or the 512. So they did evolve over time. So this is the Testarossa. Again, iconic. If you're shooting classic cars, this is like one of the coolest classic Ferraris of all time. This car obviously became to fame during the 80s in Miami Vice. Don Johnson was driving a fake, you know, 60s GTO. Ferrari said, hey, if you destroy that fake car, we'll give you a real 85 Testarossa. And that 85 Testarossa was in white, which absolutely fit the Miami vibe at the time. And it only had the single passenger mirror in 85. The newer cars would get the dual mirrors on the side. So in the first version, you only had the driver's side mirror, excuse me, not passenger. And the newer versions, you'd have the mirrors on both sides. When you talk about iconic cars of the 80s, this is absolutely one of them. And again, all the cool Ferraris that are up here, and there are a lot of cool Ferraris. This one to me, and then it looks like we either have a 308 or a 328 over here. These two are the most iconic for me because of the 80s. And again, the Magnum PI style. Now, looking at this car from the outside, I want to say it's a 308 because of the wheels. The 308s tended to have the more concave wheels. Am I right? Nope, it's a 328, so I apologize. I thought that was the 308 wheels, not the 328 wheels. What's crazy on these cars, and I've talked about them a couple of times, this car would have been 0 to 60 in right around 6 seconds. The downside to this car being faster was that gated manual shifter. It was just tough to go fast when you were like in a sprint for this. It really wasn't made for that, right? This was a more of a GT car, a car you would take up on the highway, would cruise at 80 or 90 miles an hour, would sound amazing, would cruise incredibly comfortably. What's great on this, it does have the removable top as well, and it has that beautiful tan interior with the, you know, the classic Ferrari red with these gorgeous wheels. So I think these are two of the best looking Ferraris ever. So to have a couple of the iconic Ferraris, my dream still is to see the 288 GTO from like 83. That to me is the best looking Ferrari. It is essentially a version of this that is lowered and wider with a bigger motor with higher performance, but this is such a good look. Well guys, I wanted to shoot this 91 before he left. I guess he said no. I got a chance to talk to him. It is very cool. Good to meet you. It's a 5.7 in the green with the lattice wheels. It looks great. He was surprised I knew it was a 91, but the front end changed in the 91s and they still made the formula. Great looking car. Sorry I didn't get to shoot your whole car when you were here. Special treat here today, a real 65 Cobra. The owner is an amazing person, by the way. We got to talk. I said, I'd love to, you know, shoot a video of your car. He goes, I'll let you take it out. There's no way I would ever drive this car. This is like a $2.5 million car. This is a 427 side oiler. This car is amazing, right? So it is an original car. He restored it, bought it about 4 years ago, had it restored over the last 3 years. It's one of two he knows in this paint color. And this car was owned by a Cobra team driver, Dave Drowley, that owned this car originally. So to see one of these out here, the coolest thing too is he actually owns a 65 Ford GT road car as well. So to have those two cars in your collection are some of the coolest cars really ever made for American cars, and both of these are absolutely incredible. So thank you for bringing it and sharing with us, and thank you for being so open. And to be honest, thank you for telling me I could drive it if I wanted to. I would never drive this car, but it's such a cool car, and hopefully someday you and I can connect and I can get a ride and you can tell me a little more about it. But what an amazing version of a real 65 Cobra 427 side. All right, check out this really cool 66 Dodge Cornet RT. This car has been around for a long time. It is the car that's kind of honoring Norwood Speedway, which was out, you know, in the 60s and 70s. It's been gone for a long time, but he's been kind of shooting this car or bringing it out to the shows for a long time. 440 car, so it's an RT with a manual transmission. It's a very cool looking version of this car. Redline wheels, factory, you know, basic interior. So it's a split. Actually, it's buckets, not even a split bench, which is very cool back then. That wasn't super common to have the buckets back here. 4-speed manual, like I said, 440 car. This is a very cool version of a 66 RT, and it looks great in this color. And again, you talk about the NorwoodArenaMovie.com. So they shot a video, a documentary talking about this speedway years ago. So if you get a chance, please check it out. But it's such a cool version of this car.
This is a 2008 GT 500 convertible. You'll notice it doesn't have the blue stripes. It was only 19 that year that were made without the white stripe. Excuse me, the white stripe. 500 horsepower. Was fortunate enough, got it in 2017 from a friend of mine who was more or less a collector. The car at that time, 9 years after it was made, was only had 382 miles on it. So my family and I have done, you know, 12,000 plus on it since that time. Build date was January 29, 2018. Came out of New Jersey, built out of Jersey, transported up here. Had kind of a twin brother, if you say. Had an orange one. Twin brother. The orange one has now been super snaked by my friend, not me. And this has been more or less our family car for the last 8 years. Ice cream runs, things like that.
Quick walk around. Obviously, the owner just walked us through the car. I love his story. We connected. He's an Air Force vet. My dad was an Air Force vet. I always thank the veterans, so thank you for your service. Did 20 years for us. I love the blue he shared. Obviously, the missing racing stripes on here. I do like this color. You know, when I think about these Shelbys and when they came out, I Am Legend had come out right around the same time, and I Am Legend had Will Smith driving one of these Shelbys through that abandoned downtown New York. And I remember I used to sell audio back then, and I would listen to speakers and I would play that audio clip with the supercharger whine going through an abandoned Manhattan, reverberating off of the buildings. You know, these cars had over 500 horsepower, 5.4 liter supercharged motor. The cars just looked and sounded great. You know, as I think about the Shelby GTs and the evolution of the GT 500, I do like the body lines as they got older. I really think these body lines are pretty sharp. They integrated the regular Mustang design in very well, but these also had some of my favorite wheels, right? These kind of mimic the FR 500 wheels. They looked great, and these had a nice interior. And I loved his story, right? He bought it from a buddy who had a bunch of Mustangs, super low miles. He's driven it like 12,000 miles, so he enjoys it with the family, but he's not hesitant to take it out to dinner or get ice cream. This is the family fun car in the summer, so I love everything about it. Just a super cool version of an 08 Shooting Special Edition cars. We have a 2019 Mustang Bullet. I got a chance to talk to the owner. Great young man. This is his second Mustang. He just came from an EcoBoost. He loves the car. He wants to modify it. He's like super into the hobby. The Bullets are very cool. You'll see a couple of key differences on the Bullet. Obviously, the Highland Green was the biggest piece right here. That was an homage to the original Bullet car from the movie back in the late 60s with Steve McQueen. So you have the Bullet badge, the special Bullet wheels. On the interior, you get the Bullet steering wheel, you get the Recaro seats. He has one modification right now. He's put in a carbon fiber shifter. Regularly would come with a white shifter. This also has no badging on the outside, so it's designed to be very discreet. You have the grille delete, so it's just a really simple grille. But under the hood, this car would actually get a GT350 intake. And it would get a factory H-pipe to give you more of the sound of a big block car, so it would resonate a little bit more, sound a little bit more aggressive. And these cars had 480 horsepower. I think these are unbelievable future collectibles because, again, the color's amazing. I think out of all the three versions of the Bullet, so the 01, the 08, 09, and then the 19, this is probably the truest to what the Bullet was as far as looks and performance. So I think as time goes along and people love these Coyotes, this will be the most desirable version of the Bullet as you go. And so if you can find one now that's a reasonable price, I think it's a great investment car and something you should try to pick up. All right, everybody, we're gonna wrap up. This was a really cool event. I thought there'd be more exotic cars, and I'm actually excited that there was more classics or more people to talk to. So much cool stuff. Thank you to the father and son that let us talk about their Viper and Mustang, the other father and son that let us talk about their kind of matching Porsches 20 years apart. Thank you to the owner of the real, 65 Cobra 427. Man, so much cool stuff up here today. Guys, I don't know if there's any shows next week. I'm not sure what that looks like. I do know that we'll be in Bass in 2 weeks, and Endicott is 2 weeks from today, so I hope to see everybody there. If you haven't done it yet, please hit the subscribe button, and I appreciate all of you so much.